Welcome to this short tutorial about news in EXO 2019. My name is Daniel Holmdell and I'm about to show you how to add two add-IOs to your EXO Compact. To do that, we select our controller. We make sure it's an EXO Compact Ardo of the 4th generation or any of our newer controllers. I will right now change the configuration of the communication ports from manual to system functions. That means I can set all communication settings in the system functions tool. I open system functions and I decide how to use my communication ports. I select port number 1 and change from master to EFX master. Means I will use the EFX communication on serial port number 1 to communicate with my add-IOs. I press change and I take save and I close this tool. Now we have enabled the controller to start talking EFX on the first serial port when it's reloaded. But before that, I'm also going to add my two add-IO units. I open Controller Builder. I open the IO tool inside Controller Builder. And I see my inputs and outputs list from my 28 inputs and outputs in this controller. I select the tab IO modules. And here I press add. And I will find a list of the available add IO modules right now. First thing, I will add an analog output model with 16 universal outputs. And then I will right away add one more, and this time I will add an analog input model with 16 universal analog inputs. As you will see, they will get a name, module 2 and module 3. And if you select one of those, you will see the address, the model name, the priority, and also the name, which you of course can change. But I will keep the name and the address as default, as it is right now. When you go back to inputs and outputs, you will see that module 2 and module 3 now are added to all our different inputs and output types. And as you can see, before some of them there is a plus sign, means it's inputs or outputs available under. I will take universal input 1 on the module 3 and I will rename it to temp or temperature. Press change. Make sure it has the right settings that I want to use. And then I right click and take add to program. I press up here to exit the input and output tool and see that I have my analog input here in the software. I save this, I close, and I will now reload everything with setup controller to get everything in the controller to start using my add-IOs. Press setup and everything will be downloaded to the controller. While it's loading, I can show you one more thing about the add-IOs. If you open your Xol browser, you go to Xol dpack EFX configuration, and you will have a status which can indicate if the add IOs are online or offline. And now, as the unit is loaded, I will also see here that the status of my add IO is changed to 3, which means it's active. And if I go back to Controller Builder, I will also see that when I start debugging, I will have a value on my analog input, means I'm reading the temperature from the add IO. With this, it's just to rename the additional inputs and outputs, add to your program, and build your program around this. Thank you for watching this short tutorial about how to add your add IOs to an Exocompact. If you have any further questions, don't hesitate to contact anyone at Regin. Thank you for watching and goodbye.